Today, I would like to talk about something important and complex, like the concept of satire, or the inevitable death of the universe. The Trump-Russia investigations. You heard that right. Investigations, as in more than one investigation. There are actually 4 of them now. They are the investigations being conducted by Special Counsel Robert Mueller, the Senate Intelligence Committee, the House Intelligence Committee, and the Senate Judiciary Committee. This whole time, I thought those 2 Senate investigations were the same thing. Now, I wanted to talk specifically about... Okay, I've just received word that the House Intelligence Committee investigation has ended. What? Well, that kind of undercuts what I was going to talk about, which is, why are the investigations taking so long? Now, if this seems rushed, well, that's because it is. We wrote this entire episode in less than a week, and now my staff has to rewrite large segments of this episode on the fly, which I guess is a perfect metaphor for how long the House investigation lived. A fly. On top of that, I have to cram everything I know about this subject into 5 minutes, for reasons you will never know. Let's begin. Whether or not Trump actually teamed up with Russia to rig the election in his favor, this is still a legitimate question. Why are the Trump-Russia investigations taking so long? There are multiple reasons for this, but they differ between each investigation. Let's start with the congressional investigations. They are led by Republicans Richard Burr, Chuck Grassley, and Devin Nunes, what I presume to be the human form of Humpty Dumpty. My staff is cracking up at that joke. These committees have all suffered from disagreements between Republicans and Democrats. Basically, the Democrats want to investigate Republicans, and the Republicans want to investigate Democrats. One of the House Intelligence Committee members, Tom Rooney, said, "As much as this committee has traditionally been sort of insulated from partisanship over the years, this issue has thrown all that out the window. The partisan division is so bad, that committee literally built a wall and split itself into 2 separate investigations, which carries a serious health risk for Humpty Nunes. These committees also don't have the legal power and resources for investigating something this big. One of the intelligence committees, the Senate one, only has a staff of 7 people, a tiny amount compared to past investigations, and none of the committees have the power to charge people with crimes. The only tool they have is what's called a subpoena, which forces a witness to provide evidence or testify before the committee. However, only the majority is allowed the subpoena, and Republicans are in the majority in every single committee. So if Democrats want evidence from a witness, they need permission from the Republicans, and that doesn't always happen. For example, a status report released by Democrats after the House committee's investigation ended says a total of at least 65 people and entities have yet to provide evidence or testimony to the committee. To put that into perspective, there have been about 60 so far, so the investigation wasn't even halfway over when it ended. That's like if a scientist suddenly died while he was experimenting and contributing to scientific knowledge. That is basically, metaphorically, what just happened with the House Intelligence Committee. What? Stephen Hawking is dead? On Pi Day? What is going on this week? Okay, fine. Before any of my metaphors come true, it's time we get to the interesting investigation. The FBI counterintelligence investigation run by Special Counsel Robert Mueller, the swan of U.S. intelligence. This investigation is the oldest one, as it started almost 2 years ago under the leadership of James Comey, when in Australia, a Trump advisor named George Papadopoulos drunkenly bragged about Russia having secret information on Hillary Clinton, before it was released to the public. Then, a few months after the election, in response to Trump's firing of James Comey, Robert Mueller was appointed to take over the investigation in his place. So, why does this investigation feel like a clogged toilet? Well, it actually turns out there's a pointer in that metaphor, and it's being used by Robert Mueller. Mueller, if you're watching this, I hope your toilet doesn't actually get clogged after you watch this. Now, normally, special counsel investigations involving this many people last about 7 to 9 years. But this investigation is actually going at a much faster pace than previous special counsel investigations, having, as of now, charged 19 people within the first 10 months, which is already more than any other special counsel investigation. However, when you charge someone with a crime, you have to take it to the court system, which is so slow. The first guy he charged who pleaded not guilty, Paul Manafort, won't go on trial until July 10th, over 250 days after he was arrested in October of 2017. With that kind of delay, it doesn't really matter how fast your investigation goes. Multiply that by the at least 285 people who may be questioned or charged by Mueller, and you get a recipe for an investigation that lasts a very long time, no matter how easy it is to find evidence of crimes. And now, this.
And now, Robert Mueller explaining how easy it is to find evidence of crimes.
It's nuts. Colin, you gotta understand, the guy didn't leave me a trail of breadcrumbs here. He left me full loaves. Fresh 7-grain loaves, straight from Panera Bread. I'm having a blast, man.
Thank you so much for watching this video to the end. As a reward, you get to have MLA, or blah, citations of all my sources, because I am required to provide them. What? Russia has infiltrated our energy infrastructure? We're